Hi guys, so I'm back with a new video and let's talk about Project Hail Mary. I feel like I have been saying this for every single film, but it's true, and I was really excited about this one. I have not read the book, but after watching the film I really want to read the book, and I'll get more into that when I get into my thoughts. But I just heard a lot about this book. Some of my favorite YouTubers and reviewers and critics love this book. I wasn't super sure about it because it's a sci-fi film, and I don't know, space films are really hit or miss for me. They don't always work for me personally. So I didn't really know what to expect from this film. But then Ryan Gosling was cast as the lead, and Ryan Gosling is one of my favorite actors ever. So I just thought, okay, this will probably be good. So here we are to tell you if this was actually really good or if it would just wasn't for me. So in case you don't know what Project Hail Mary is about, as I said, it's based on a book. I didn't know anything about the story per se when I got into the film. When I went and watched it, I only knew that it was based on a book and it was a space film. But what I'm gonna tell you about the story is that it's about this teacher that wakes up in space and all his crew is all the other passengers in this ship, spaceship, obviously, are dead and he's the only one alive. So I don't want to say too much because it's really interesting to figure out his backstory and why he's there and just where the story goes. So that's all I'm gonna say. And as I said, this stars Ryan Gosling and it's pretty much just him in the film, but it also stars Sandra Hüller, that personally I remember her from Anatomy of a Fall, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's her in the film. And she's not in the film as much as Ryan, but she's one of the protagonists as well, and it's pretty much just them. Okay, so now post that, let's get to my thoughts. So as I said, Ryan Gosling is one of my favorites, so I should have guessed that this was going to be good, and I think the hype is real for this one as well, and I'm really happy that lately I've been watching really great films. And the reason why I want to read the book now is because I really enjoyed the film, and it's not as much sci-fi as I thought it would be. Obviously there's terms that sometimes they were a bit too much, but you don't feel like you don't understand stuff. Even though there's terms that might be a bit confusing, you never feel confused about the story. So the story itself, there's not much sci-fi into it. It's more of a story about humanity and friendship, and it was just really cute, and I feel like it would translate well in a book as well, which obviously this is based on a book. So I now want to read the book just because I thought the story was really touching and it was really good. This film played with my emotions until the very end. It's a pretty funny film, but it also made me cry. There's things that happen or that you think are going to happen that are really emotional, and then something else happens that is really emotional, and another thing, so just keeps coming. And at times I just thought oh my god, this film is really playing with me, and I'm just buying it. I'm that invested in this story that I cared about the characters, and I felt everything, and that just great. Something else that I'm kind of bummed about, but it's not the movie's fault, is that the screening that I went to was not an IMAX, and there were times where I was watching this film and I was just like, this on an IMAX screen would be amazing, because there are a lot of like space visuals, like planets and stars and things just happening in space, and some of them are like really beautiful, that I now really want to watch this on IMAX, because like just seeing everything on that big scale would just be, if this was already this impactful for me, I can't imagine being on a bigger screen. It would just be like amazing. So that's my only, it's not really a criticism because it's not the movie's fault, but if you have the opportunity to watch this on IMAX, I highly recommend it, even though that wasn't my case, but I can totally see it being just amazing in an IMAX screen. So yeah, if you have the chance, watch this on IMAX, but if you don't, just go watch it at the cinema, because it's an amazing experience regardless. And just one last thing that I need to mention, because when the credits rolled, there's no post-credit scene, but I was just seeing who was part of the film, and I realized that who wrote the screenplay was Drew Goddard, and I should have guessed. Like, the film was just so emotional and just well written that it had to be someone that I really enjoy. Drew Goddard wrote and directed The Cabin in the Woods and Bad Times at the El Royale. He also wrote Cloverfield and The Martian. So it just fits, and he is a really good like storyteller. So yeah, I thought I should mention it because I didn't know he was involved in this, and now it makes perfect sense that I was so invested and touched and moved by this story. And so I guess supposed that let's get to my scores. So I am gonna give this a 4 out of 5. Again, another great film. I feel like this year we're getting a lot of amazing films, and that's just, yeah, great. I love this one. I totally recommend it, as I said. Cinematography, I think I'm also gonna give it a 4 because of those space visuals, and again, I really want to watch them on an IMAX screen. And originality, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because I don't think the story is super original, because I think we have seen similar stuff. It's just the way it is written, and there's just like one element that is original that I haven't seen in this way before. So I don't think it's totally original. It's just the way it is put together, in certain elements that are original. So guys, these are my thoughts on Project Hail Mary. I really want to know what you thought, so tell me in the comments. If you've read the book and you have seen the film, please tell me if they are similar, but don't spoil the book for me because I really want to read it. If you have just read the book, tell me if you like the book and if you are excited about the movie. And if you've just watched the film, tell me if you want to read the book, just like I do now. So yeah, tell me everything in the comments. And yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll see you in my next video.